eso.
Another alumni of two of them of Undoing Racism Austin, our mayor, Steve Adler, who's represented today by his senior policy advisor, Brandi Clark Burton. Brandi is a longtime friend of all of y'all in the environmental community in Austin. She formed and founded the Austin Eco Network, now led by our good friend Amy, who's over here. I think you're signing people up for the newsletter, right here in the red coat. Brandi represents your access to power. We have a friend in the highest office in the city of Mayor Adler's office. I'm grateful to have her here today to talk a little bit about the mayor's visit to Paris, what the Paris talks mean, and what we're doing here to fight climate change in Austin. Give a round of applause for Brandi Clark Burton.
Thank you, Dave. It is truly my honor to be at this event, and thank you all for coming out. I was asked to explain a little bit about Paris. People say Paris and sort of shorthand for something, and what does that mean? So starting tomorrow through December 11th, delegates from around the world will gather in and around Paris, France for the 21st session of the UN Conference of Parties and the 11th session of the Conference of Parties meeting on the Kyoto Protocol. The shorthand name for all of this is COP21. In addition to the UN negotiations that will take place between nations, there is a vitally important role for cities to play. As Special Envoy of the UN Secretary General on Cities and Climate Change, Michael Bloomberg points out, since cities and urban areas hold most of the world's population and contribute to 70% of the world's carbon dioxide emissions, there are key contributions to any global success at COP21. Back in August, President Obama called on cities to step up their game before COP21. He asked for 100 U.S. cities to join the Compact of Mayors, the world's largest coalition of city leaders addressing climate change, by pledging to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions, tracking their progress transparently, and preparing for the impacts of climate change. Austin's Mayor Adler was one of the first to sign on, and as of yesterday, on their website, I counted 111 U.S. cities on the website. And there are many more than that from around the world. Domestically, Mayor Adler has also signed on to the Mayor's National Climate Action Agenda. Austin also participates in ICLEI, C40, the U.S. Conference of Mayors Climate Protection Agreement, eco districts, and more. Pretty much any time I've asked the mayor to step up and do something or say something or make a commitment, he has answered the call. Today, we show the power of a community to come together for a common cause. All over the world, communities are demonstrating to nations that cities and local governments are crucial partners in global climate solution, now and in the future. To that end, we are proud to have one of the largest U.S. delegations going to Paris for COP21. This includes Austin's Mayor Steve Adler and his wife Diane Land, City Council Member Leslie Poole, Travis County Commissioner Bridget Shea, and teams of people from our Electric Utility Commission, our interfaith community leaders from Texas Impact, Eco Rise, South by Southwest Eco, Rainforest Partnership, professors and students from Houston Tillotson University, and I'm learning more every day. So if I miss someone, let me know. I'm collecting all of their names. I don't know of any other city that is sending 3 elected officials, and all 3 of them, plus our EUC appointees, will be participating in the Climate Summit for Local Leaders. This gathering of cities and local governments in Paris City Hall will be an opportunity for local leaders to strengthen their commitments, share experiences, and learn from each other how to reduce the carbon footprint from urban areas. This summer, our brand new 10-1 Austin City Council adopted the Community Climate Plan to help us reach a target of net zero community-wide greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. And our next step is implementation. The great challenge of our time and our greatest opportunity is climate change. Amen. And the time to act is now. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has said that Paris must mark a decisive and irreversible turning point in the world's collective response to climate change. At no time in history has there been more momentum on this issue. In the background, however, there remains a mostly unspoken concern among stakeholders. Will it be enough? The truth is that 100% compliance with the stated COP21 pledges that countries are indicating they will commit to won't be enough. In fact, it will get us about halfway to keeping the average global temperature from going beyond 2 degrees. The truth is that the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, Union of Concerned Scientists, and other new studies are all indicating that negative emissions, taking CO2 equivalents out of the air, will be necessary to meet that 2-degree goal. It won't be enough to slow down or even stop our emissions. We must actively be cleaning up what we've already put into the atmosphere. Our society must embrace technological solutions that include, but go beyond, renewable energy and energy efficiency measures. Social solutions that require behavior change like lowering consumption of material goods and addressing population growth. And ecological solutions that restore carbon in soils and plants by biosequestering CO2. Project Drawdown is one of the many projects I'm excited about, and our office is actively engaging in exploring new solutions. I personally believe that key strategy that has not gained traction yet is greenhouse gas reduction legislation. We need to establish a national or global emissions trading system to put a price on carbon and signal to the markets that reducing emissions is good for business. In closing, I want to share a thought that has been eating at me. Given that atmospheric research shows that we are rapidly approaching an abrupt change scenario, that is a rapid disruption in oceanic and atmospheric circulation leading to impacts beyond all current scenarios, one could argue that we should be treating this with much more urgency. So what actions would we take if we considered addressing climate change to be a real emergency? What would you do? What will you do? To quote the UN Secretary General again, everyone has a role to play. We can make a difference. We need action from everyone, everywhere. Whether you are participating today as a business owner, a community leader, or a resident, you can find meaningful actions to take on the city's Office of Sustainability website. This march is not about making ourselves feel better that we've done something. It is about expressing our ongoing commitment to making real changes and recognizing that each person has a voice and a responsibility. Please promise now to leave this march committed to expanding your personal involvement. If you're making that promise, please say now, I promise.
I promise.
On behalf of the City of Austin, thank you for your partnership.
He's marching enough.
No!